Imagine Earth, our beautiful blue planet, but with one stunning addition: a set of glowing, magnificent rings encircling it, just like Saturn's. What if Earth had its very own rings? How would it transform our lives, the environment, and even how we view the night sky? Curious? Buckle up, because you're about to dive into one of the most fascinating what-if scenarios of all time. All right, let's set the stage. Saturn's rings are made primarily of ice and rock particles, ranging in size from tiny grains to massive boulders. For Earth to have similar rings, let's assume they formed in a cataclysmic event billions of years ago, a Mars-sized asteroid colliding with our planet. But instead of creating our moon, this collision scatters debris into orbit, forming a ring system over time. So how would this cosmic jewelry look from Earth? Well, that depends largely on your location. Imagine standing near the equator in a city like Quito, Ecuador, and gazing up. The rings would stretch from one side of the horizon to the other, a glowing stripe across the sky. From higher latitudes, let's say New York City, the rings would appear slanted and perhaps slightly distorted, but no less breathtaking. At night, they'd reflect sunlight, creating a permanent twilight glow, beautifully illuminating the heavens. Forget northern lights. The rings would become Earth's main celestial attraction. But here's where it gets interesting. How would the presence of rings impact life on Earth? Daylight, for one, would change forever. The rings would cast dramatic, shifting shadows onto the planet. In certain areas, there might even exist periods of a partial ring eclipse, where shadows from the rings temporarily darken the skies during specific times of day. Think about it. A living patchwork of light and shadow dancing across Earth's surface. However, these natural marvels would come with side effects. Let's consider climate. The shadow-casting rings wouldn't just be a light show. They could dramatically affect temperature. Some regions near the shadow zones of the rings might experience cooler average temperatures. This means ecosystems would have evolved differently over time. Forests might be denser in cooler regions, while some deserts might never form at all due to the absence of direct sunlight. Speaking of sunlight, solar energy generation could take a hit. The rings could block up to 10% of the sunlight in certain regions, affecting both the development of plant life and renewable energy solutions. Scientists and engineers might have to get creative, focusing on ring shadow-free zones for farmland and solar fields. Now let's talk about space exploration. The rings would serve as both a challenge and an opportunity for scientists and astronomers. Satellites orbiting Earth would face the tricky task of navigating around the rings. Not exactly a straightforward route. On the flip side, the rings would offer an incredible natural laboratory. Imagine exploring a mini asteroid field right in Earth's orbit. You could mine materials from the icy and rocky segments of the rings, essential for future space missions. What about human culture? Oh, it would be revolutionary. Throughout history, humans have adored the moon as a source of wonder and inspiration, but now, the rings would easily steal the spotlight. Artists, poets, and musicians would be influenced by their grandeur, filling timeless literature, paintings, and music with their dazzling hues. Imagine Van Gogh painting not just a starry night, but a starry night with rings. Enter the realm of religion and mythology. You can bet our ancient ancestors would interpret Earth's rings as divine phenomena. They might see them as godly halos, cosmic shields, or even some sort of celestial message. Modern-day tourism would literally skyrocket too. Plane rides or rocket-powered suborbital flights would undoubtedly offer ring tours, enabling us to view the rings up close like never before. Here's another thought-provoking twist. Could the rings actually serve humanity in tangible, functional ways? Potentially. The particles making up the rings could act as shields, protecting Earth from meteors by absorbing or deflecting smaller impacts. That might make Earth safer, though larger asteroids could still be a threat. Humanity might even develop technology to extract resources from the rings, using them as a cosmic catalog for rare minerals and frozen water, vital for space exploration and planetary survival. So far, it sounds pretty cool, right? But let's not forget potential downsides. The gravitational influence of additional masses in orbit could slightly alter Earth's tilt and rotation speed. Over hundreds or thousands of years, this could lead to changes in our seasons, potentially disrupting ecosystems. Not to mention, debris from the rings could slowly fall into Earth's atmosphere, burning up like meteors. While most of these would never reach the ground, the skies could appear eerily active at random moments, flashing with streaks of particles. And what would it be like living under these incredible natural phenomena? Human settlement arrangements would likely prioritize views of the rings. Cities with clear skies and minimal light pollution would inevitably become tourist hotspots. Countries might even compete over which locations have the best ring viewing spots. Telescope manufacturers would flourish. It seems everyone would want closer views of these celestial masterpieces. Let's not overlook the kids growing up under these rings. What sort of stories and dreams would they have? Teachers would likely use the rings as vivid examples in science class. Toss out boring globes. Imagine 3D models in classrooms with projections of Earth's rotating rings, teaching students about everything from orbital physics to climate science. By the way, how would it affect our perspective as Earthlings? Looking up at rings every single day might change how we see ourselves in the cosmos. Rather than feeling insignificant in the vast universe, we'd know our planet was uniquely adorned. It would be a daily reminder of the beauty and rarity of our world. Movements for planetary preservation, fighting climate change and pollution, might even gain traction faster. After all, you can't take such natural beauty for granted. So let me ask you, would you want Earth to have rings? Sure, they'd revolutionize our skies, ecosystems, and possibly space exploration. But with great beauty comes great responsibility. Managing their effects to ensure a flourishing future could become one of humanity's most ambitious challenges. As we've seen countless times in science fiction, beauty often comes at a price. Even though Earth lacks rings right now, there's no denying thinking about it gets our imagination spinning. And while we might never see rings around Earth, those of Saturn, Jupiter, Uranus, and Neptune remind us to never stop looking up, because the universe always has surprises waiting for us to discover. And that's our time for today's mind-bending what-if exploration. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe for more fascinating scenarios that challenge the boundaries of our reality. Until next time, keep dreaming, stay curious, and as always, dare to ask, what if?